Recently, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has been in the headlines for some behavior that is somewhat out of the ordinary for him. I'm joined this morning by Laura Lerman. She's a political science professor at Wright State University. And really, you know all things when it comes to North Korea. I feel like we always have you on when it comes to Kim Jong-un. And this kind of behavior that we've seen, his surprise trip to China, the applauding of the South Korean K-pop bands. I mean, this is something that we just don't see from him.
You know, Kim Jong-un does seem to be a little bit different type of politician in 2018. It's like he's discovered the showmanship of being a diplomat. And ever since that New Year's Day address, he has shown that he wants to be a diplomat. This trip to China was huge because it was the first time that we know of, since he's become leader in 2011, that he actually left the country. And he had a large entourage with him. So that showed some confidence in his leadership back home. The K-pop band, that was very interesting. He was there singing along, clapping. In the photo, he was not front and center, and he normally is. So he's trying to show a different image. Underneath, we believe he's still the same Kim Jong-un, and this is all part of a larger scheme.
Now, you actually led me right into my next question. Are these actions genuine from the North Korean leader?
What can we expect of him? He is trying to show that he's a much stronger leader, and these meetings are the definite way that he's trying to show that. When you meet one-on-one with a leader, you're much more equal with them. So this meeting with China, the meeting with the International Olympic Committee chairperson as well, you know, he's showing that he is in control. He's going to keep the initiative in his court, and that he's going to be the one who dictates what's going to come forward for North Korea. But he's trying to project strength.
And at this point, I mean, you talk about these one-on-one meetings. He has one coming up in 2 weeks with the South Korean president.
Yes.
What do you think we can expect out of this meeting?
This is a very big meeting. This is only the third time since the end of the Korean War in '53 that the leaders of North and South Korea will be meeting. Last time was in 2007. What can we expect to come from this? Probably no big concessions. It's just important that the meeting is happening. And we also believe that this is going to be a prelude for the possible meeting with Trump and Kim Jong-un, possibly to take place in late May.
Right, and with that meeting, do you think that the two leaders, President Trump and Kim Jong-un, do you think that they can come to some sort of agreement? Do you think that there will be some sort of denuclearization at that point? Or do you think that this is, again, just all sort of, like you said, a bigger scheme?
So the denuclearization talk, that has not really been confirmed by the North. In fact, in the Chinese media last week, they said that Kim has agreed to settle denuclearization. That does not mean that he's going to denuclearize. Does that mean freezing the weapons development that he's already had? We do not believe that he's going to give up his nuclear weapons program, certainly not quickly. This meeting was a big surprise when Trump accepted the invitation. We still don't know for certain if it's going to happen. We don't know where it's going to take place, because, of course, that's a huge political issue. Is that going to be in North Korea, which we do not believe it will be?
Right.
There's probably, the thing about the summit, usually summits take place after years of negotiations. We're trying to use the summit to start negotiations. So this is going to be different. If it happens and it starts a dialogue, that would be great. There is the Chinese and the South Koreans to try to make this a multilateral summit, so that it's not just between the United States and North Korea, but so that it would include South Korea and China as well. Most people believe that that would be more successful. The Japanese Prime Minister just announced yesterday that he's coming to the United States in late April. They want to make sure that they're involved in it as well. So we'll see. I think this summit is likely to include more players than we know right now.
Still a lot of yet to be determined, I feel like.
As is always the case with North Korea.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Laura Lerman, political science professor at Wright State University. We really appreciate you coming in this morning. Greg, we're going to send it over to Kristen.